All right, so I'm continuing to work on the Maglev for this big guy. And um I got the brass rods in, and they fit perfectly inside of oops. Well, they fit perfectly inside of the carbon fiber rods. So I think that should stiffen them up. I don't know that I really need to, but I think I'm going to do that though. So I'm going to go with the shorter carbon fiber rod. And even though this new setup is not going to be fully 3D printed, it'll be partially. So, like the two end caps that'll hold the magnets are 3D printed. And then these are going to be the actual end pieces that fit into the end of the carbon rod, and the magnet will be on there. So if I grab the magnet here, oops, drop that guy. So if I grab the magnet here, I'm all fumbly here today. Put it on there like that. Then I got ball bearings. These are stainless steel ball bearings. And they're actually a little bit magnetized, but they're stainless steel ball bearings, so this will run really nicely up against either a piece of glass, or I have these little brass discs. They're poppers. I got them from the Curiosity Box, but what I like about these is they're concaved, and so this guy will run, as you can see, it should run like right in the middle there. And actually, I guess they're not brass, but I have to figure out how to attach these in here. I'll probably just use what do you call it? Some sort of a glue, a epoxy. But I think that'll be really nice because it will allow it to spin really freely. Because I was going to just start off by using just the plastic against plastic. What I'd really like to do is use these. I couldn't find any glass discs that were smaller than 2 inches but bigger than 1 inch. So I wanted something bigger. And obviously, that's way too big. So I have to figure out how to cut these. Now, I have a glass cutter, but I don't know that that's going to work. So if any of you guys got any ideas on how to cut mirror, or actually really thin glass, I did eventually find some, on eBay, but I don't know when they'll be here. But I have a ton of these, so I should be able to cut this, score it, and then maybe heat it and then shock it with some cold water, because I need something like this but bigger. This is too small, this is too big. I couldn't find anything in between. Or I could just go with these guys. These clicker things. I forget what they call them. Tic Tacs or something. I'm not really sure. But they're actually they're actually made out of steel. Part of me wants to go with this for the cool factor, because it will sit. It's just big enough, and it will sit in the back there. Put a little glue on there, and that should be perfect to hold the rotor rod as it goes in there. Anyway, that's where I'm at. I'm still, actually, I'm not waiting on anything. I'm waiting for the glue to dry. It's dry on this one. Now I just have to drill it out and put some screws in there. And so while I'm doing that, I will epoxy these guys in there and let them sit. And we'll get going here. All right, guys, I'm getting there. So I decided to use these for a back plate so that and you can see the ball bearing I glued on there. So there would be a magnet on the end of this and it would sit right there like that. It turns out I did some testing and I needed to, I don't know if you can see in there. Oh yeah, you can see it back there. I needed to put a plastic spacer to bring the back plate out this way a little bit because it was too far in and it wasn't doing what it was supposed to do. But right here is absolutely perfect. And that ball bearing and the 3D printed housing came out nice. So that should work right there. So the next thing I have to do is, so if I've attached this to the base, now I have to attach this guy. I'm waiting for, I ordered a bunch of these. I forget what these are called again. Hanger bolts, not lag bolts, but I got the right size. And so I'm going to get some to do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they should be in today. So in the meantime, I could do the same thing to this one here that I did to that guy there. That came out nice, if I don't do say so myself. Now, what I could have done was, instead of building it up, I could have just put 2 magnets on the end here. And I may still do that because I have enough. But we'll see. We shall see. Oh, and I cut down the brass rod and fitted it inside here, and it fits beautifully tight. So that really stiffens up the rotor shaft. Anyway, stay tuned. I'm hopefully going to get this bad boy running today. So I'm fitting the other one in here, and it's coming out good. And I wanted to just do a little side note here. So normally you get CA glue, excuse me, in these freaking containers, and the top never survives, right? Well, I got these guys, got them on Amazon, and they work freaking great. I don't know what it is, but they don't get clogged. Of course, I take a little bit better care. I wipe off the tip after I'm done, but these things work great. So if anybody's having any issues like I normally have with CA glue containers just crap in the bed, you can get these things. And I got a bunch of them for like a few bucks. So yeah, just a little side note. So these are the magnets that I'm going to use for this maglev. But I realized that I had some other ones that are smaller, and I think the smaller ones would be better because there's less distance, if you know what I mean. Something's all fogged up here. Anyway, I think the less distance for the rotor magnet, I don't know, we'll have to see. But I forgot that I had these. These are nice too. And again, they're much smaller. I don't want to get too close because I'll snap my fingers. They're about maybe 2/3 the size of these two big ones that I have. Because if I remember correctly, on Sky Collections Maglev's, he doesn't have large magnets like this. His are smaller, and actually, I think his are even smaller than this. So I'm definitely gonna take a look at this and maybe even make a couple of more housings. But I might 3D print the other housings. Let me go and design something for it. Anyway, I'm still waiting on the lag bolts or the hanger bolts. They should be in shortly.